And UDC is a similar initiative. They had a conference, a global conference last year, and it was quite impactful. This year again, we are having another conference, and we are privileged to have the host, the co-founder, in the person of Chikuka Ezioku, as our guest today. So the idea of this meeting is for those that are having questions, wants to know about the conference, the plan of UDC for designers in Africa and globally and otherwise. So we just get to direct our questions to our co-founder and have them answered. Chukwuka, good evening. You're currently on. Okay.
Hey guys. Good evening. How's it going?
Oh, awesome, awesome. So how is preparation for UDC coming along?
Good, exciting, scary. We're feeling all the emotions. We're feeling excited, we're feeling scary, we're feeling scared, we're feeling a little bit anxious, we're feeling confident, and at the same time we're feeling but yeah, it's coming good. It's coming along good.
Yeah, I can imagine because I think this is okay. Last year it was like a novel conference because we not had any of that before, and to have it last year was mind blowing, and then we're having it this year again. So we have just a few questions before we allow others ask you. So, but the first one is what's inspired the decision for UDC?
When you say what inspired decision for UDC, how do you mean?
Okay, so I think I remember like 2 years ago or so, when they were having this tech conference for developers and stuff. Then someone hinted on Twitter that we should have something similar for designers and stuff like that, right? Then I was wondering, okay, is this as a result of a similar thoughts that's inspired the conference UDC, or what's happened that's made you and the other founder go into this path of creating UDC for us?
Okay. So yeah, I think that is definitely one of the reasons. But I'm going to approach this from a collective, from like a vision standpoint ish. So while that was one of the reasons why we wanted to do this, we have a much more bigger vision than just having a designers conference. First of all, the design community is, while we have like a little bit of, we have like a lot of communities, right? The community as a whole isn't necessarily as structured as the engineering community, right? The engineering community enjoys a lot more structure. They have like a really massive umbrella community that all other communities sort of rally behind, and this is GDG. GDG is like the biggest engineering community. They host their fest, right? And if you want to access any engineering community, really, I think going through Google Developer Group, right? GDG, going through GDG, right? You sort of have like access to a lot of the developer communities, and so it got us thinking. It got me thinking, like, we need something very similar to this for designers. A lot of our communities operate in silos, and in individual capacities, and there isn't really a community or a body that is looking out for these communities per se. Everybody's looking out for themselves. So each community is looking out for themselves. And I'm like, how can we look out for these communities as well? How can we bring good things to these communities as well, right? We need a community that looks out for other communities, and that was one of the reasons why Untitled Designers was born, right? Um, the conference, of course, is one part of Untitled Designers, which is, to bring people together, to create this platform, to celebrate ourselves, and to also like share knowledge among ourselves, support ourselves, grow, blah blah blah. So yeah, that's like a summary. I don't want to go like into details, of course. Besides, so we're thinking about providing support to other communities in a variety of ways, right? We're thinking of providing support in terms of education. We're thinking of providing support in terms of recognition. We're thinking of providing support. Like, there's a lot which I don't think this is like the best calls to go into. And of course, it is also like we'll be talking about some of these things at the conference also, I think. We're talking about some of the things we have planned going this year, some of the things we have planned, on a high level going forward. And all we can say is, so help us God in achieving them, because it's crazy.
Yeah, really great stuff, because the idea of bringing together communities that are not so how do I say it? Because like you said, we are all in silos in our different own, and communities basically spring up every single day, designer communities every single day. So being a body that tends to want to unite all communities is a big feat. So yeah, well done to the team.
I wouldn't say unite per se, because when you say unite, it may begin to feel like we want to eliminate other communities or
Oh, no,
something.
no, 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 no. So families come together on Christmas days, for example, right? Other than Christmas, we may not see each other for months, as the case may be. So UDC is kind of like that Christmas festival now that we look forward to, because you notice, okay, personally, yeah, for some of my communities that I'm a part of, some persons just be like, she go call UDC, she go call UDC, she go call UDC. So it's like we all look forward to UDC now, as opposed to before, where there was no particular event that unites us all.
Yeah.
It's a really good aspect.
Absolutely. When you put it that way, yes, it does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So a talk was coming up in one of our communities, right? And persons were saying, okay, I'm in Abuja, or I'm in Lagos, or I'm in Port Harcourt. Okay, does UDC tend to, would it in any way in the future hope to like go state to state, or is there a plan for that?
Yes, there is. We plan to have smaller events in major cities. And we also plan to collaborate with communities in smaller cities to have more like meetups as opposed to events, right? Because it costs a lot to organize these events, and so we're just looking for how to reach everywhere, while also keeping costs to a minimal. Untitled Designers it's not like a company that is going to make money or is making money or has like a product that is sells or anything. So a lot of our expenses and all of that are out of pocket, and sponsorships. And frankly, the sponsorship market isn't so great at the moment, so a lot is out of pocket, right? So we're considering other ways to bring, to bring the experience to like every other city. So for major cities, definitely like Abuja We're planning to host mini conferences in such places. For like smaller cities, we'll collaborate with communities in those cities to host maybe some meetups. So it won't necessarily be a conference, it most likely just be a meetup.
Okay, that really sets people's mind at ease, because cost of travel, for example, accommodation and the likes, people will just, okay, if I weigh it, I will not be able to afford it, or like it for the next couple of months and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a really really good way to curb that effect. So the next couple of questions now would basically be centered around the conference structure. Right, last year basically had just a day, and now we're having like multiple days. So what do we hope to expect from this more than one day conference?
Okay. A lot.
A lot.
Yeah. We So it's happening on 12th and 13th of May, a Friday and a Saturday. For Friday, we are going to be having panel sessions, workshop sessions. So the workshop sessions are very practical, right? You would have hands-on experience, meaning you would actually do practical stuff. So for example, there's going to be a workshop session on illustrating, and you will learn how to illustrate. By the end of that workshop, you should have a file saved on your laptop. That's an illustration that you did at UDC 2023, right? There's also a workshop on open source, and by the end of that workshop, you should have opened a GitHub account. You should have learned how to look for open source projects on GitHub, how to read about open tasks for designs, how to reach out to core contributors and tell them that you're interested in contributing in open source. Like these are things that people who are looking to begin in open, like the starter pack knowledge that you need to have if
Yeah.
you're looking to do, open source. There's also a workshop on getting a job. So we're going to be talking about how to rework your CV. We're going to be talking about how to increase your chances at getting hired. We're going to be, again, the expectation is by the end of that workshop, you should have a new CV-ish than the one that you already have, based on, all the things that you learn in that workshop. So workshops, yes. Panel sessions, yes. We're going to be having interesting conversations with wonderful people. We're going to be talking about how AI is affecting or is going to affect the future of work, stuff like that. We also have a plan for a hackathon. Let's call it a designathon. So the idea is that it is going to happen on that Friday. So basically, participants would get the problem statement, and they will work on it together on that day. By the end of that day, we would have judges pick the best 5. And then on Saturday, we would have these 5 people pitch their solutions, and we would have an audience. We would also have the audience select the best 3. And the first position goes home with, of course, the highest amount of money. The second position goes home with the second highest amount of money, and the third position goes home with the third highest amount of money. Yes. So yeah, on the second day, besides the pitching, we would have talks. The second day is mostly for talks and meeting most of your favorite designers. We have an interesting lineup this year as well. At UDC, we always prioritize having known people as well as unknown people who are just in the background doing great work. So we have a lot of interesting lineups. We have Bonale Banwo, the owner of Geneza, the founder of Geneza Schools. We have James, one of the co-founders of ADP List. We also have, James is coming from Ghana, or he's Ghanaian, and he's coming to us from Ghana. We have a couple of other Ghanaian designers as well. I think we have one Kenyan designer. Is it Kenya? Yeah, I think so. We have a couple of designers from the UK. We have a designer from Bookings, for example, who is coming. Very interesting lineup, really, right? We have games. It's going to be like the 360 booth video thingy. We will have like interesting games as well. So those are some of the fun activities that we're looking forward to.
It's intense stuff, I must say.
Yeah, I know, right?
So right about now, I'll open the floor for participants to ask their questions. So if you have questions for our guests, just raise your hand, type on the chat box, or mute your mic so we could have them answered. So while we wait, right, there's a okay. Kalu, just unmute your mic, please. You can speak, Franklin.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Evening.
can-
Sorry, this is my actually the first time of being involved in this community. I'm kind of confused because I don't really understand what it's all about though. But I think it goes with design, and coding. So I'm just trying to know, like, is the program meant for everybody, or for some particular set of people in the community? How does it? And what the community is all about, though?
You mean Untitled Designers community, or
Huh?
do you mean Untitled Designers community?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's for designers, all designers really, product designers, illustrators, graphic designers, brand designers, motion designers, outside of products, right? Outside of digital design, also open to like artists, or open to architects. Like if you design, you're welcome to Untitled Designers, basically. Doesn't matter the kind of design you do. Well, except designing bombs and guns, we don't welcome those people. Hey, they can't teach people how to design bombs and guns for here. But like, yeah, if you design, you're absolutely welcome to Untitled Designers. Does that answer your question?
Okay, I think it does. So before somebody else speak, based on his question, right, I wanted to ask, because how would others that are not designers learn in this learn from the UDC conference, engineers and the likes too?
So we have a variety of topics, and I want to believe that some of those topics are topics that also affect engineers, product managers, etc. For example, we do have a topic on accessibility from a web perspective. So if you're a web developer or a web engineer, you would definitely, benefit from that talk. It is going to be done by a UI engineer, an actual UI engineer, which is one of the. I'm actually very excited for that talk, because we we barely have UI engineers in Nigeria, and it's going to be interesting listening to somebody who is actually a UI engineer in his organization speak about his experience building products, right? We also have a talk again that is around engineering and design, which is also going to benefit engineers and design. We have a talk around product management, product and design, not product management, but product and design, which is also going to benefit product, managers, etc. So like there are talks which we try to pick, diversify the talks so that everybody who comes at least has something that would interest them and are able to take one or two things back home. So yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Also,
So
great.
another one from somebody. So as an entry-level designer, I basically someone that doesn't have experience with working actual work, but has been practicing for a while, right? How would UDC benefit them? Because in not do I say it now, what he may be thinking is okay, it could be for just some kind of seniors or people that are already in the industry. So does a newbie have any benefits from this conference?
Yes, newbies have a lot. They will have tremendous benefits from the conference. And I encourage every newbie to attend. The reason why I encourage every newbie to attend is, there are a lot of reasons, right? Off the top of my head, number one, you get to see what your future may look like because you get to meet older designers, senior designers, and you can have your faith renewed in the fact that this might be the right path for you. And if you keep at it, you'll get to where some of those seniors are today. Of course, there are topics as well. Like I said, diverse topics. You will learn. You will ask questions. You will have access to these people that are on normal days you would not have access to. You would have direct access to them on that day. This is not reaching out to them on social media. This is meeting them one-on-one, and they would have the time to answer your questions, right? This gives you the opportunity to exchange phone numbers, to exchange contacts. It also gives you, a beginner, the opportunity to even get a job. Like last year, we have some success stories of designers who were able to secure interviews and jobs from attending the conference, right? So off the top of my head, these are like the things that you stand to gain as a newbie. Not to talk about fellow designers who are probably in the same phase as you are, that you get to meet and talk about the challenges that you have, etc. Yeah, off the top of my head, these are like some benefits. I think every other benefit you would get depends on how well you are able to utilize the opportunity that is the conference on a personal level.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense actually. So we are waiting for more questions from the audience. If you have a question for our guests, just indicate, raise your hand, open the chat box or unmute your mic so we could have them answered. Okay, Rosalind.
Hi everyone. Hi Chukwuka.
Hi.
Yeah, I've been trying to put my question in the chat box, but I don't know, it's not available here. And also there are other features here that I can't use. I don't know if it's from Design with E. Anyways, here's my question. My question is, when you were speaking about speakers and experts that were going to be at the event, I got a little concerned because I heard it was mostly about male speakers. So I wanted to know what their plan is in making the event inclusive. So yes. That's my question.
Right. We have a lot of females as well, not just men. We have over 12 females, I think, that will also be present, and they'll be present in the capacity of speakers. The workshop, for example, has two two to three females who are anchoring or facilitating different workshops. The panel session also has women included. Speakers also have women included. So, like I mentioned, Bolanle, Stephanie, who is a UX researcher, is also speaking. Alice, is it Alice? I think. Yeah, I think it's Alice. She's also speaking. Hachi Ibeji, who is a product designer, is also speaking. Um, Somebody called, I think, Zainab also is also speaking. Yeah, they're like, I mean, we have a good number of female lineups, so it is actually pretty important to us that we also give women the space to shine, the opportunity to shine, like really important. On that note, we are also hoping. So Mary Afolabi, yes, she's also speaking. A brand designer, an amazing brand designer called Mary. She will be present. So yeah, while we're on this note, we are pleading that next conference, please, when we put our call for speakers, encourage as many women as you can to apply. The truth is we have more male applications than females. I mean, I don't know why and I'm maybe deep down I know, but like I'm not sure why. So like we have like I said, over 12 women. But like for next year as well, while we're on the topic, please, when call for speakers go out, encourage as many as you know to it will be helpful. Yeah, it would be helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, I would make sure to encourage more speakers. And it's also nice that there is a plan for next year's event. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yes, like it's the plan is to have this every year. We want to get to a point where designers know that there's a certain time in the year that is dedicated for them and just them alone, right? The goal is to get to a point where we have a design week in Nigeria, and once a week every year, designers know that this week is our week, right? And they can go crazy because it's their week.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for answering my question.
You're welcome.
Yeah, hopefully next year Roslyn would also apply to speak.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions? Welcome, Joyce. Okay, so if there are no other questions, though, so Chuka, we're supposed to have a brief, right? So the community would basically know what you have in store for us.
Right. I mean, besides all the nice things that will happen in the
Besides all the nice things.
right. So like I said, we want to support communities. We want to collaborate with communities. So in the spirit of collaboration and support and love, we are giving the community a discount, tickets discounts, 50% tickets discount actually. Pretty simple. We're giving community a discount code, and all you have to do is go to the website, get a ticket. Now it is only valid for the 2-day pass, basically the ticket that gives you access to both days of the conference. So when you select the 2-day pass, you would see where to add your discount code. Add your discount code. You should slash the amount by 50%. Go ahead and pay, and you're good to go. Yeah. So that is that is the fun. I mean, in the spirit of collaboration here and support, that is sort of one of the things that we have for the community. I don't know. Do you want me to share the discount code here, or do you want me to just send it to you and you can send it to?
Yeah, just send it to me so we'll package and send to the community.
All right, great.
All right.
That was,
And
yeah.
it's really a good initiative because we've had complaints of how expensive the tickets can be from some persons. Right.
Yeah.
So having it been slashed by half, it's a lot actually. And
Yes.
considering the fact that UDC doesn't really have like a source of income, it's actually a welcomed and appreciated offer. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So I think that's all for the evening. So what we'll do is this is being recorded, so we'll upload on our YouTube and then share for others that are not here now, so we could have the message sent to others to basically be informed of all that is in store for them in UDC. And it's going to be a lot. So last year was actually really fun because getting to meet the big names we see on Twitter and LinkedIn in person, interact with them, and learn from them physically it's actually not something you see quite often. Because someone is in Lagos or Abuja and you only see them on Twitter or when they have calls on not so often. So UDC it's like a gift for the design community, and I hope sorry. Okay. Blessing, you just talk now. It's fine. Udoka?
Okay, please, I want to. All right, good evening. Please, I want
Good evening.
to ask a question. Yeah, you said the promo code is going to be sent to the community. Please, which of the community are we talking about? And if one is not in the community, how can one join the community?
Okay, it's Design with EU. So all you need to do is just subscribe to our newsletter. So it's basically send information regarding Design with EU and all else that is being spoken of now. So I would send the subscription link now. So if you're not a part of the community, just join. Is that okay?
All right, thank you.
Yes. Okay. So I'll do that now.
Yeah. Also, if you have, other communities that you think can benefit from this, we're very open to recommendations, I guess. Is that the word? Recommendation is not necessarily the word. We're open to like their names. If you have any community that I think will benefit from this, we're open to their names, and yeah, we'd reach out to them and set something up for them as well. Yeah, this is to everybody on the call. If you know any other communities that you think can benefit from this, very open. You can reach out to us on Twitter. Just send us a message on Twitter, and we'll take it from there.
I think I saw a tweet this afternoon that from UDC, how we should basically tag those we want to partner or sponsor now. I'll send that as well. So If
Okay.
you, okay, this is a tweet. So basically, you can tag communities that you want to get involved with the UDC message. So we would make a conference a bigger and better one for all of us.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it from my end. If you have any questions, you could also reach out to UDC or Chukwuka via Twitter or LinkedIn. So that's me signing out now. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks a lot, Chukwuka.
Thank you for having me. Thanks, guys, for joining and listening to us. Enjoy the rest of your night and have a great week ahead.
Likewise.
Yeah. Bye, guys.